You know what can't be turned off and turned on is you manifesting. Everybody has manifested. Everybody has had these moments to where they wanted something really bad. They thought about it, dreamed about it, whether you was a kid thinking of a bike or whatever you wanted, and you didn't know how it was going to come into your life, and it did. I think everybody has been through that situation or that experience to where you was like, man, I can't believe it. Shoot, I got it. So we're going to talk about deliberate manifestation and manifesting by default. Now, you are imagining every day and you are manifesting every day. Okay. Now, are you imagining what you want? Are you imagining problems, unfavorable situations? Are you thinking about a problem and then it starts an imagination of what could have happened? Are you thinking about something that you want to go well, but then you're imagining that it's not going to go well? See, the whole thing about this is that we are doing this all the time, and we have always been doing this all the time. This imagining, we're going to call it the sixth sense, imagination, and this manifestation. We've been doing it. Now, the thing is, we've been doing it unconsciously. We've been manifesting certain situations, just all kind of things that's not working in our favor. Unconsciously, we're thinking about problems and we're manifesting more of that. Unconsciously, you're thinking about it's hard to survive or life is hard, and you're manifesting. Because when it comes to these negative emotions, I've said before that we become accustomed to these negative emotions, so the negative stuff manifests quickly. You know, it manifests fast because we already good at thinking about it, having a vibration about it, and emitting this frequency of drama, problems, trauma. That is like second nature. You don't even have to think to manifest problems and more unfavorable situations in your life. You can do that really good. We all can, because we come from these places of where we was doing that unconsciously all our life, and we just wasn't aware. Okay. Now, that is manifesting by default. You're not even thinking about or trying to manifest. It's just manifesting. You know, this cosmic mirror that we have, it doesn't care what you're trying to manifest. It's just going to manifest what you are. The state of being that you're in is going to get manifested. And what is a frequency? A frequency is, in layman's terms, it's a constant vibration that you're constantly in. A frequent vibration that you're in causes the frequency. So if you're constantly worried, doubt, what other word? Fear. If you constantly on these low vibrational feelings, then that is your frequency. And with that frequency, you attract a lot of things similar to that frequency. It could be people, it could be situations, circumstances, all on that frequency. So these are things that you must understand when it comes to manifesting your life. So then we're doing all this by default. I mean, you've never, well, probably haven't got to that point maybe to where you said, I'm fit to deliberately create my life with the same or similar blueprint that I use to create the bad life. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to focus. I'm going to use my imagination. And I'm going to bring it down into this 3D world. It don't have no choice but to match that. And that's another thing about this whole thing, is when you move up into a different vibration, the universe doesn't have no choice but to mirror back that situation. Now, it doesn't mean that your life is just going to automatically change, but you are planting roots. And when I say planting roots, different people, because you're vibrating at a different frequency, so you're attracting different people, different circumstances in your life, where you might be going to this place and experiencing that, or meeting the right person. So you're moving up on this different frequency, but you're deliberately doing it. I've said in a video before, in this whole game, you can't be unconscious playing this game. You have to be conscious. You have to be a deliberate creator of your reality. You have to be deliberately thinking of what you want, not of what you don't want. And every time you start going back into that, you need to reset and shift to gratitude, shift to visualizing the thing you want. You have to be deliberate in these things to bring it back, to bring it in your existence. Now, on the flip side of it, when you are down, worried, stressing, raising your cortisol level, when you're in that vibration, you don't even have to think about deliberately doing that. It's like your neural pathway. This goes back to neurology. Your neural pathway has already made that road that is most frequently traveled by. So it's easy if you're driving down this road of abundant success and you start thinking about that, it's not a signal in the road. It is a merge. It is like, man, how did I get over here? Then you have to be deliberate. Take your ass back. So the whole thing is being a deliberate creator, being deliberate in your thoughts, being deliberate in what you're entertaining, being conscious. This game is not going to work in your favor if you're not consciously doing this. If you're not aware of what you're doing, aware of what you're thinking, aware of what you're entertaining, aware that you have, man, I've been doing this for 2 hours. If you're not aware of these things, you can't change these things. So we are, and we all have that gift to manifest our desires. The question is, are you going to do it by default and hope and wish something comes around or something comes about? Or are you going to be deliberate in creating your reality by going into a different state of being and attracting things on this vibration. So, yeah, we've been doing it. We've been doing it all our life. We're just becoming aware of how the system works. So it's like what I said before, that it's one thing to know that things are working. It's another thing to understand how. Now, one of the fundamental laws of the universe, the first one of the Hermetic principles, is the all is mental. But what does that mean? That the all is mental. This is a mental creation. It starts from the mind of the consciousness, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. But still saying the all is mental, the mental is the all. Everything starts from the mind. This is all a mind creation. I know it's physical now, but where did it start? Where did the creative process start? In the mind. So the more that you can wrap your head around that, the more easier this is going to be to get in the game. You know, if you don't have the belief that I can change my reality by what I'm thinking and feeling, then you can't get in the game, really, you know? And it's like, man, he wants to play the game but don't know the rules. And he gonna get out there and mess everything up. I don't know. But I'm saying, you gotta know the rules of the game to play the game. And the rule is, the all is mental. And everything starts from the mind. And from the mind creates thought, vibration. That vibration creates a frequency. Now you've got your attractive factor on a different level. Now at first you might have been attracting all type of stuff on this vibrational level, but now you're deliberate in your creation. So you're like, if I hold to that vibration of love, joy, peace, enlightenment, abundance, if I hold up there, you know, reality is going to take reality needs to catch up to your new vibrational state, is what I'm saying. And this is where people fall short at. They're like, man, it ain't happening. Man, it ain't working. You know? But that's where you need to stay at. Now think about it. How your life was created before. It was created because you've held at that vibration. You've held at that vibration so long until reality didn't have no choice but to conform to your vibrational state. Okay? You might have been all your life going through drama, wanting this, feeling that, stress, wanting this, man, don't believe I can do it. Stress, worry, anxiety. You hold on to that vibration till that becomes a dominant frequency. And that's what the universe has mirrored back to you all your life. So it did work. It has worked already. Now, we just need to go into a different state. You need to go into a different state. Let's say worry, stress, anxiety, all this is in a state. Then you have love, joy, peace, abundance. That's in a different state. So state of being, state of mind, you know, we're moving in states here. There's nothing wrong with the state you was in. You just don't like it. But it is a state. And sadly as it is, a lot of people stay in that state and they can't get out. They don't know how to get out. But I'm saying the state is only there like a state on the map. You can go from, let's say, California to Colorado. Let's say California is a state of anxiety, stress, worry. Then you just simply start thinking about the life, start imagining the life and believing that it's your life and feeling the joy and happiness of this life. Think of it, think from it, not about it, meaning picture yourself doing these things at this state of vibration that you're in. So if you're in a state of abundance and you're having money, you visualize yourself already having it, doing things that this abundance person would be doing. And like that, you're shifting to a different state. Now, you don't go back to the old state. You stay fixated on this state. You're deliberately thinking about this new life and feeling the feelings of being in this new life. You're deliberately doing this at night, getting up in the morning, having this faith, this optimistic attitude, and you hold to that vibration. And guess what? The universe, the cosmic mirror, it is law. Like law, if you steal, you go to jail. It is law that the universe has to mirror back your current vibration. So ignore your current reality, because that's not the reality you want. And always assume the desired reality. Assumption goes a long way. It really does. When you assume something, you're going to bring it into existence. Sort of like, man, I'm fit to go get my car fixed. And then during that process, you want that to be a good experience. Like, man, but then you will assume that, man, maybe they ain't going to do it right. Well, that assumption is powerful. You will start as looking for every wrong thing, and you know what I'm saying? You will bring that into existence. So be a deliberate creator of your reality. Ignore your current reality, because that's going to bring you back into California, the state. But you're trying to get into a different state. So you have to deliberately ignore it. Like the times that you feeling bad, or the times you get up and you say, man, or what is this day gonna bring? If it ain't one thing, it's another. Switch it to I'm learning, and use all these different tools you have in your bag to counter these feelings so you stay in the desired state you want to be in, to attract things in your life on that frequency. I hope this kind of made sense. I know I tend to ramble a lot, but I be having a lot of information in my brain that, sometimes don't seem to come out in a flow. I might skip around, but anyways, I'm saying, if you can hold to this vibration until it's a frequency. Now, when I say that, hold to that vibration and think about your desired reality till it becomes normal. And when it becomes normal, it becomes a frequency for the mirror to reflect. You're in the 3D world, you're trying to change the mirror without changing the face. Let me explain that. You're trying to change your reality without changing the person that created the reality. Let me say it in a different way. You're trying to change your circumstances without changing the vibration that's creating the circumstances. So you got to change the vibration to change the output. You change the input, change the inside to change the outside. So within, so without, so within, so without. Not so without, so within. It is not that. It is so within, so without. Not changing the outside to make you feel some type of way on the inside. No, you need to have all these feelings already to create the outside. Hello, world.